Important alert. A police officer is bringing a warrant to your house. Important alert. A police officer is bringing a warrant to your house. Angel says, a silent knock moves across the night like a line of fate, and it chooses your door without wavering. The air holds its breath, and the road outside hums with a strange order that never bends. The hour is fixed, the message is sealed, and the paper carries your name like fire. The porch light rests on the edge of metal and cloth, and the figure in uniform becomes the shape of inevitability. Footsteps count down the distance between hesitation and destiny. The world narrows to the hinge of your door and the pulse in your chest. No storm rises, yet the wind inside your house begins to change direction. Curtains shift like pages, and the hallway turns into a straight path that points to the threshold. A notice wants to be served, and it concerns your next chapter, not your end. The warrant is not punishment, it is purpose written in unbreakable lines. It is a document of release for everything that chained you to yesterday. It is a lawful letter that commands fear to step away from your name. Type Amen 333 to get blessing now, and seal your spirit to protection and favor. Write Amen 333 to open the door to calm strength and unshakable order. Comment Amen 333 to accept the decree of peace that arrives for you tonight. The paper bears authority, but the authority favors your rise, not your fall. The seal glows with permission to walk forward without the weight of old mistakes. The officer carries order, and order carries your breakthrough. The porch remembers other visitors that brought confusion, and this night refuses their memory. You stand straighter, because dignity belongs to you and cannot be removed. Your breath slows into a steady rhythm that sounds like a drum of victory. A timeline is unfolding with precise steps, and each step places protection around your walls. Your name is pronounced correctly by the handwriting of fate, and it lands without distortion. The door knows the difference between danger and deliverance, and it chooses deliverance. Angel says, the notice speaks in the language of renewal, and its clauses defend your future. The first clause releases a locked opportunity that waited too long at the curb. The second clause pulls your resources into alignment like stars that agree. The third clause orders closed mouths to stop whispering against you. The fourth clause demands that delays stand down and return your time with interest. The fifth clause requires your courage to show up and sign for the blessing. Comment I receive to anchor this decree inside your day. Comment I am protected to wrap your house in lawful light. Comment I accept to collect the outcome that already carries your fingerprints. The uniform on the step represents structure, and structure arrives to build, not to break. The badge reflects clarity into every corner where confusion lived. The shoes on the mat speak of journeys that finally end at answers. Your floor shifts from worry to readiness as if a lever changes the setting of your life. The air smells like paper, ink, and a fresh start that cannot be stopped. The moment holds steady like a lamp that refuses to flicker. A countdown begins without panic and reaches you like a calm tide. 10 becomes 9, and your name grows stronger with each number. 8 becomes 7. And your household becomes a safe harbor. 6 becomes 5, and your past debts to fear are stamped paid. 4 becomes 3, and your voice finds its full volume again. 2 becomes 1, and the hinge carries the weight of a beautiful turning. The knock arrives with respect, and the sound carries authority without threat. Your handle turns with a courage that feels natural to your hands. The threshold receives you like a friend who remembers every promise. The officer stands composed, and the envelope rests between certainty and blessing. The seal is unbroken, and the moment invites your signature of belief. The name on the lines belongs to you, and no error exists. You accept the envelope with steady fingers that no longer tremble. Warmth moves from the paper into your palm and up your arm. Your heart learns a new rhythm that matches the sound of arrival. Inside the envelope, the heading reads Order of Release and Protection, and it shines across the page. The date matches this night, and the effect is immediate upon receipt. The language removes old shame and grants lawful favor. The body of the text names your next door, your next meeting, and your next infusion of resources. It summons helpful voices into your path and removes the footnotes of doubt. It schedules an appointment between you and a long-awaited confirmation. You sign the acknowledgement line with your full name, and the ink binds you to better ground. A copy rests in your hand, and the original records your victory in permanent archives. The night witnesses your agreement and holds it safely. Comment I agree to file your signature in the halls of favor. Comment I stand ready to keep your momentum active. Comment Amen 333 to keep your protection awake while you sleep. The officer nods with the satisfaction of a task completed in perfect timing. The porch light softens, and peace expands into the rooms behind you. The road becomes a ribbon that leads new opportunities toward your morning. You step back across the threshold with the document that changes the weather of your life. The envelope lies on your table like a quiet promise that refuses to fade. The walls absorb the news, and the floor learns to carry you without strain. Your phone lights up with a message that aligns with the paper on your table. A name appears that carries respect and support for your next step. A green light flashes on a path that once stayed red. Angel says, the warrant cancels the sentence of limitation and installs a verdict of breakthrough. Every corner that held hesitation receives a sweep of clarity. Every shelf that held empty space welcomes supply. Your front door becomes a gate of progress that knows how to open smoothly. Your windows become frames that show a future without fog. Your roof holds the sound of rain that feeds your field, not a storm that takes. Comment I claim this to keep the flow moving in your direction. Comment paid in full to erase old deficits of courage. Comment doors open to keep pressure out and favor in. Your table becomes a planning board for days that finally match your potential. The chairs around it become seats for allies who speak growth into your plans. The clock on the wall becomes a friend that cooperates with your schedule. Your bed holds rest that does not drain you, because worry vacates your address. Your pillow carries the imprint of someone who survived the night and stepped into authority. Your morning rises clean, and your first breath tastes like relief. The officer's footsteps fade, and each step sounds like a stamp of approval. The night sky keeps the memory of a lawful delivery that changed your course. The street returns to quiet, but your path does not return to smallness. You read the document again, and every line remains firm. The heading still declares release, and the clauses still carry power. The signature continues to glow like a seal that never dries. A breeze touches the page and turns it to the section named Provision. It lists the tools that appear when you need them and the people who carry them. It lists the openings that form when you arrive and the hands that wave you through. Another page reads protection, and it circles your home with measured light. It names the entry points and assigns guardianship to each one. It writes your name upon the boundary as the rightful holder of peace. The final page reads purpose, and it describes your role with clear lines. It states your authority and your assignments for the days ahead. It closes with a promise that your steps will match the blueprints in the archive. Comment: I walk in purpose to align your next choices. Comment: I am covered to keep your edges guarded. Comment: I am ready to move to lock in the change. Your kitchen becomes a place where plans feed your courage. Your hallway becomes a runway for announcements that lift. Your living room becomes a studio where evidence gathers around your name. Your mind grows quiet, because the legal matter of your destiny is settled in your favor. Your spirit stands tall, because the verdict reads advancement without delay. Your body relaxes, because resistance receives its notice to vacate. The night shifts into dawn, and the color of the sky matches the seal on your paper. Birds move across the air like couriers that agree with your outcome. The city wakes, and your address carries the scent of new authority. You fold the document and place it where you can see it and remember it. You move through your home, and each room echoes the word release. You open a window, and the breeze brings confirmation without noise. Your day begins to arrange calls, messages, and meetings that honor your signature. People who forgot you suddenly remember your value with clarity. Doors that stalled begin to glide like well-oiled hinges. Angel says, this outcome is lawful and irreversible, and it stands even when the room is empty. Your name holds weight that cannot be stolen. Your route stays open under the protection assigned to you. Comment: I accept lawful favor to maintain this ground. Comment: I stand unafraid to keep your heart steady. Comment: Amen 333 to seal the next 24 hours with calm victory. Your steps on the sidewalk feel lighter than they have in a long time. The sun lands on your face like a stamp that confirms you received the delivery. The city sounds different, because your frequency changed. You carry the copy in your bag, and it warms like a small fire that belongs to you. The edges of the paper stay crisp, and the words refuse to fade. The heading remains bold and alive. People sense the shift when you enter a room and adjust their tone. Respect walks ahead of you like a herald, and the air responds. Conversations end with alignment instead of friction. Meetings lead to outcomes instead of delays that drift. Plans that once broke begin to hold like bridges that trust their pillars. Agreements close with ease, and hands shake with sincerity. Your evening returns to a house that knows its assignment. The walls hold peace as if it were furniture you can touch. The floor carries you without argument. The document remains visible, and it never becomes just paper. It remains an order, a decree, a release wrapped in protection. It remains a lawful turning point recorded in both ink and light. You rest with the certainty that you signed for something real. You sleep with the knowledge that the night honored your name. You dream inside a boundary that stands firm. Comment: I am blessed to keep gratitude awake. Comment: I am aligned to keep your map clear. Comment: Amen 333 to lock in the cycle of favor that began at your door. The officer's visit becomes a legend in your timeline, not a threat in your mind. It becomes the moment order entered your home with respect. It becomes the memory of a delivery that lifted your life. The street outside remains calm, and the world continues, but your path is different. The envelope is proof, and your signature is agreement. The seal is promise, and the clauses are anchors. You hold the copy again, and you smile because it still breathes. Nothing can argue with a lawful release signed in favor of your name. Nothing can bend a decree that arrived at the perfect hour. Your house stands under the glow of protection that does not dim. Your name circulates in rooms that plan good things for you. Your steps land on ground that recognizes your authority. Comment, I keep this, and the current carries me forward. Comment, I honor this, and the doors continue to open. Comment, Amen 333, and the blessing remains in motion without interruption. You live from this night with a new alignment that refuses collapse. You speak from this night with a new clarity that invites agreement. You build from this night with a new strength that loves structure. The warrant has done its work, and your freedom is documented. The officer completed the delivery, and peace took residence. Your home knows it, your heart knows it, and your future walks in step with it. Important alert, the lawful delivery. Next part, Angel says, the night holds the echo of authority that already honored your name. The paper that touched your palm continues to glow like a quiet signal only favor understands. The hallway listens, the walls agree, and your steps sound like confidence returning home. You set the envelope where the light lands strongest, and the room grows steady. The seal has been opened, yet its power keeps working through every line. The signature you gave keeps speaking, and the house learns its new rhythm. Outside, the street rests like a patient ally that knows something decisive happened. Inside, the air feels organized, as if every breath forms into a calm command. The clock agrees to cooperate and stops wasting your minutes. You stand at the window with posture that remembers its worth. The view shifts from worry to readiness, and the glass reflects a stronger version of your face. The night accepts your authority and gives you back the ground. Type Amen 777 to install a shield of lawful peace over every door. Write Amen 777 to receive ordered steps, swift approvals, and quiet victory. Comment Amen 777 to lock this decree across the next 24 hours without interruption. A soft hum rises in your space like engines preparing for a takeoff that cannot be delayed. The page titled Provision keeps unfolding, revealing entries you did not plan yet fully deserve. The section called Timing places your name beside windows that open at the perfect second. Your phone buzzes with a message that aligns with the decree on your table. The tone is respectful, the wording precise, and the invitation carries weight. Agreement begins to form without strain, and your answer comes easily. Comment I receive to anchor this movement into the foundation of your day. Comment I am ready to keep momentum alive and stable. Comment I accept to welcome the allies that are arriving on schedule. You walk from room to room, and each space welcomes the new order. The kitchen smells like plans that feed strength instead of fear. The living room becomes a studio for evidence that builds. A small draft moves through the hallway like a messenger delivering clarity. It passes beneath pictures, across thresholds, and under doors that no longer stick. It gathers fragments of doubt and carries them out without noise. You return to the table and lift the document with steady hands. The words remain sharp and the lines remain bold, as if written moments ago. The heading still reads Order of Release and Protection, and it refuses to dim. The clause titled Restoration lists balances that resolve without conflict. The clause titled Access grants passage where gates once argued. The clause titled Endurance makes your progress durable and calm. Comment paid in full to close the account that fear opened. Comment doors open to keep the pathway clear and generous. Comment I walk in favor to maintain alignment with ease. A gentle alert rises on your device with an address and a time. It matches the decree and asks for nothing heavy, only presence and certainty. Your calendar accepts it like a key sliding into the right lock. You look at your front door and feel zero resistance. The hinge that once groaned now moves like it learned respect. The mat that once collected dust now greets arrival like it was built for ceremony. Type Amen 111 to mark your steps with steady courage and clean outcomes. Write Amen 111 to install quick approvals and kinder schedules. Comment Amen 111 to seal your name to timely answers that do not slip. The officer's footsteps exist now as memory, and that memory activates a lift in your spirit. The badge that shimmered on your porch still reflects clarity through your rooms. The authority that visited keeps standing guard even after the door closed. You walk into your tomorrow with the calm of someone already documented for victory. The city can feel the difference when you enter a conversation. People adjust their tone because your presence tells them where this is going. A new message arrives with the words confirmed and welcome. The line that follows includes a time, a place, and a next step that respects your time. The closing sentence reads looking forward, and it means exactly what it says. Comment I am aligned to keep the gates moving when I arrive. Comment I am covered to keep my edges guarded and my center quiet. Comment I am established to keep the long arc steady. You sit again and unfold the last page named Purpose. It draws a clear shape around your role and highlights the gifts that travel with your name. It closes with a seal that never dries and a promise that never cracks. Your shoulders relax as if the furniture itself asked you to sit taller. The air in the room feels laced with cool structure and warm encouragement. The night carries you without sand or snags. Type Amen 999 to finalize this chapter's protection and provision. Write Amen 999 to draw allies, resources, and good reports into your orbit. Comment Amen 999 to fasten joy to your schedule and peace to your doorstep. A brief stillness surrounds the house and then unfolds like a curtain rising. The pathway outside looks newly paved, even if nothing changed but your authority. Traffic sounds seem to choreograph themselves politely around your timing. You prepare your materials with a confidence that is gentle, not loud. The list in front of you arranges itself in an order you immediately understand. Each item connects to the decree as if the paper is guiding your hands. Comment I move with ease to keep my day organized and light. Comment I hold the line to keep what is mine safe and simple. Comment I build with grace to keep strength and softness balanced. You look at the signature again and thank the moment it appeared. That moment becomes a hinge for your timeline, steady and exact. It does not creak, wobble, or resist when you lean on it. The roof above you seems to absorb the hush of well-earned safety. The floor beneath you supports each step like a stage built precisely to your measure. The windows around you frame a horizon that invites rather than intimidates. Type Amen 1111 to open synchronized meetings, smooth travel, and right place timing. Write Amen 1111 to align your name with rooms that value your presence. Comment Amen 1111 to keep doors gliding and conversations clear. The morning draws close, and the sky carries a tone that matches the seal on your page. The light that enters your window acts like an usher guiding you to your seat. The seat fits because it was always yours. You prepare to leave, and the house nods with you like a companion who understands. The door closes softly without stealing any of your peace. The key turns with a whisper that sounds like promise honored. Comment I carry favor to extend this blessing wherever I walk. Comment I carry order to keep the steps straight and strong. Comment I carry peace to make every exchange lighter and kinder.